Hi guys, it's me Andrea. I will show you a journal page today, and I start straight away with modeling paste here on that's an unprepared watercolor page or watercolor paper, heavy one, quite like to work with it, you might know that. And I use modeling paste through this very nice stencil. I really like that one, right? I really like that pattern, and but takes a lot, or takes really a while to dry. I will work on it with oxides afterwards. Um, Normally, when you do something like that and you're working with normal distress inks, you will get a nice resist. With the oxides, it's a bit different because of the two different inks you have in there. It won't show up that much, but even though you can see that you will have a tiny bit of a resist, so that's okay. So I'm using two different colors here. First I start with, wasn't happy about that, and I introduce another one later, but now at the moment it's yellows, oranges and green. I try to, yeah, work here only with going over it with the little foams, but I wasn't happy about that, so that's why I spray some water. Of course, that's what you do with oxides, when you spray water, that brings it to life. That's when these two inks are separating and you can see this oxide effect, and that's why it's useless working without water. So yeah. Okay, but then I thought, no, this pattern of the stencil that really reminds me of waves and wild sea, and that's what I thought. I need something blue, and I use this peacock feathers here. There's always a lot when you're working with a re-inker, or it's what I do when I work with a re-inker. I always have so much left on my craft mat. Yeah, I always take far too much. So I work on a new paper here, and this is the big stencil. I have them both in A6 or in 6 by 6 and 12 by 12. And what I do here is I work with my permanent sprays on it, with the mixed media sprays from Marabou, and yeah, some of the nozzles are dry now and I'm so lazy to clean them. Yeah, that's so me. Okay, but I work my way through that. So my initial idea here was to cut all the circles out. What I will do later, you will see that it was to me a bit too red or too colorful, so that's why I use here my brayer with gesso, go over it to mute the colors down a bit, that they only show through a bit in the background. They're coming through a bit more late. You will see that when it's dry. It's gesso's not really opaque. So, and as I said before, that's what I do. My initial idea was to work with all these circles on there, cut them out. But, on the way, making this page, it's something I'm sitting down and do something. I haven't got a plan. Most of the times I haven't got a plan. Sometimes I have, but most of the times I haven't got a plan. Just start and do something. And on this way, I change not changing my mind, but that's where the page gets me. So now I do a bit of stamping here with my script stamp here and there, not that much. And while this pattern reminded me of waves, I thought I would like to draw something down, but everything was pretty textured with my stencil things here, so that's why I tried to equalize and flatten something out here with my modeling paste, go over it here with a spatula and try to get it as flat as possible. And that works. Takes, of course, another long time to dry, but the weather was great. Could put it into the sun, and okay, when that dries, it sinks in a bit and shrinks, but it worked. So I had to put new oxides on top, and I stay here with my peacock feathers. And now I start drawing, and I use that's a charcoal or a graphite. It's a water-soluble graphite. That's what it does. Is what it is. And go over with chalk to have an idea what yeah, about the lines, because I'm working here not with a pencil what I can erase. So I was a bit carefully. I was a bit of a chicken. Yeah. Okay, but the good thing is when you're working with this water soluble media, that when you go over now with the gesso, it will mix with it, and I think it always makes quite a nice of shading and blending. I really like that. I use some of my pit pens here, put them on my craft, scribble them up on the craft mat, and pick it up with my water tank brush to get a bit of shading in this blues and later greens and oranges. And the rest I use here for put some sprinkles on, but I won't do a lot more to this, or nothing more to this vessel, because I think I wanted to have it this foggy like look, and this dreamy look, let's say it like this. Bit of shading here with my pick pen directly onto the page. And I will go on now, and that's working here with my Stabilo. That's a black sort of crayon, and I will enhance some of these patterns and activate it with my water tank brush. What I think is put so much more drama into it, and implicates a bit of a stormy sea. Yeah, that's what I thought. One thing brings you to another, and that's how I work. So my stormy sea, that's what I thought. It's always a stormy sea is so much more interesting than a very calm one, isn't it? Calm sea is pretty boring when you're on the sea, not at the coast. That's different, of course. So I will put some sketchy lines here around my little vessel, because, or sailing boat, it's a sailing boat now, to get it even more diffused and dreamy and real. And yeah, that's what I like to do that. So okay, recently I went through all my stuff and tried to get a bit of order into my stuff, and found my Sennelier oil pastels again. I bought them at some stage. They are these very soft oil pastels in metallic. Never used them because I put them away, and that was it. I forgot about them. So I used them here on some of my circles in blue, and here in gold, and they are so nice. You can blend them out with your fingers so nicely. They are so creamy. It's incredible. So then I thought, I'm not using all the circles. I only will use one, and I think that will make a really good sun. So it gets a bit of a Sennelier treatment here in gold and red. They only have this few colors, six metallics with this oil pastel. So it's not really yellow, but gold looks like yellow, doesn't it? So okay, to get a bit of a color balance on my page, I put some of the red down here and there, that it's not only the sun being red, so okay, but only a tiny bit here and there. Yeah, only a tiny bit here and there. I said, stop it now. Okay, I will stop. I'm not overdoing it, hopefully. So of course now I have to go on and shade a bit around the sun. The sun won't have a shade in it. Will have a halo or something, but no shade. But that's what I do. Come on. Yeah, nothing else left now. Of course there will be more left, but I put some black edging here with its acrylic paint. I think black. That's what I mostly use, black acrylic paint, to frame my little journal page here. And then next will be the word. I will put a big stamped word on. It will be a German one, and the other ones, of course. That will be Meerweh. It's a word that doesn't exist, but everyone knows what it means. It's the desire to go to the sea, having this yearning of, I want to be at the seaside. And that's what Meerweh said, even though I doubt it's an official word, is it? No, I'm sure it's not. You can have Fernweh. Fernweh means the desire to go away, to see other countries, to go traveling. But Meerweh, no, I doubt it does exist. But as I said, every German knows exactly what it means. That's a good thing with the German language. You can put all sorts of words together. If it exists or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone knows what it means. So in this, I have the desire to go. Ich habe Meerweh. I did that with my old vintage label maker, and I glue that down, and that's not pretty. It's not. I'm going on to do a bit of shading here around the word, of course, but nothing new, just using my pit pens here by scribbling them on my craft mat and go around, and I try to match the background color with my pit pens, and that's what I always do. So nothing new here, but that's it. I think, and okay, a bit of lining here and there. Yeah. Okay, and some white splattering. I'm using my Sharpie and just shake it, baby, shake it. And I don't know, it was handy. I didn't want to get some ink out or paint, or so that's why I used the Sharpie. A bit lazy, and that's the short or the shortcut, the close-up. The close-up already. I hope you had fun watching. I had a lot of fun making it. So, and if you like it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you know someone who would like to watch that video, you can share it, and that would be absolutely wonderful. And I say thank you for that. So, I say thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope I will see you soon with my next video. Have a fantastic time. See you soon. Bye bye. Bye, guys. Tschüss, Leute. Habt eine gute Zeit. Tschüssi.